Welcome in, everybody. Today's deep dive is all about Confraria de Vinhos.
Yeah, we're going to be diving into the world of women and wine.
It's a fascinating concept, and, I'm always up for exploring anything that combines empowerment and amazing wine.
Absolutely. And it's more than just a typical wine club.
Right. It's about creating this incredible space where women can really come together and, really delve into the world of wine.
Yeah, totally. Building friendships, expanding their horizons.
All in this really safe and supportive environment.
Exactly. And it's about time, right?
I know. I think sometimes the world of wine can feel a little...
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where Confraria de Vinhos really comes in.
Yeah.
It takes away the intimidation and replaces it with this sense of shared discovery,
Yeah.
empowerment.
It's like having a group of girlfriends who are all just passionate about...
Exploring wine together.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do today.
Right.
Unlocking some of the mysteries of wine, figuring out how to organize our very own Confraria gatherings. Yes.
And even dream about some incredible wine journeys we can take together.
Oh, for sure. And we're using your source material to help us get there.
Right. Articles, research, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. And we're going to uncover all the secrets of Confraria de Vinhos.
Ooh, I love a good secret.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll be ready to uncork a whole new world of wine experiences.
Love it. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of organizing a confraria,
Yeah.
let's start with some Wine 101.
I love it.
We need a foundation
Yeah.
before we build our wine empire, right?
Absolutely. A strong foundation is key. Yeah.
Yeah,
Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a house without understanding the basics of construction, right?
sure.
Same goes for wine.
Okay.
Once you grasp those fundamentals, you can truly appreciate the complexity and beauty of what's in your glass.
All right, so let's break it down.
Okay.
The source talks a lot about this whole journey from vineyard to glass,
Right.
but it all starts with the grape, right?
It does.
And there's this whole idea of varietal and terroir.
Uh-huh.
Can you unpack that for us a little bit?
Of course. When we're talking about varietal, we're simply talking about the type of grape.
Okay.
For instance, if you love those bold, full-bodied reds,
Yes.
you might be drawn to a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Love a cab.
But if you prefer something a bit lighter, maybe more delicate,
Yes.
a Pinot Noir might be more your style.
That's like choosing your favorite fruit.
Exactly.
I know some people love the sweetness of berries, others crave that tartness of citrus.
Right. It's all about personal preference.
Exactly.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Terroir. Imagine a vineyard, right?
Okay.
Nestled on a hillside, overlooking the ocean.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
The salty air, the rocky soil, the warmth of the sun, all of these elements,
Oh, wow.
they contribute to the unique terroir.
Okay.
And you can actually taste that influence in the wine.
So even if you have the same Cabernet Sauvignon grape planted in two totally different places,
Yes.
the wines could taste completely different because of the terroir. Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the grape's fingerprint.
Wow.
It reflects that unique environment where it was grown.
I love that.
That's part of what makes wine so fascinating. Each bottle tells a story
Oh, yeah.
of the land, the climate, the people who crafted it.
Wow, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the grape varietal and the terroir, but then there's the whole winemaking process itself.
Oh, right.
Right, it's a complex journey, but understanding even the basics can deepen your appreciation for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So the grapes are harvested, crushed, fermented, and often aged in oak barrels.
Yes.
Each step influences the final character of the wine.
Okay, let's talk about the different types of wine then.
Right.
The source mentions red, white, rosé, and sparkling.
Yep,
But within each category, there's a whole universe to explore, right?
absolutely. Think of it like a rainbow.
Okay.
You've got your primary colors, but then you have endless shades and hues within each one.
Right.
Red wine isn't just red wine.
You got your light-bodied reds like Pinot Noir, your full-bodied reds like Cabernet Sauvignon, and everything in between.
And you might be thinking, I already know the difference between red and white wine.
Yeah.
But the Confraria approach, it encourages you to go deeper,
Yes.
to explore the nuances of, say, a Chilean Carmenere versus a French Merlot.
Exactly.
It's about expanding your palate and discovering new favorites.
Yeah,
And the supportive setting of your Confraria is where it's at.
exactly. Don't be afraid to experiment. You might be surprised at what you discover.
Yes. Love that. Okay, so that brings us to wine and food pairing.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is where people get really intimidated.
I know, yeah.
But the source, it offers some practical tips, right?
Absolutely. The key principles are balance, complementarity, and contrast.
Okay.
The goal is to create pairings that enhance both the wine and the dish
Right.
without one overpowering the other.
So there are no hard and fast rules, just helpful guidelines.
Precisely. It's all about finding what you enjoy. The source actually mentions that Argentinian Malbecs, known for their bold, juicy flavors,
Ooh,
they would be fantastic paired with a traditional Argentinian asado.
okay.
So maybe that could be a fun theme for one of your first Confraria gatherings.
Oh, I love that idea. And I can just imagine us all sitting around a table, sharing stories, discovering new flavor combinations.
Yeah.
What a perfect way to kind of kick off our Confraria journey.
And that's a great segue into the next part of our deep dive,
Yes.
where we'll explore the art of wine tasting.
Ooh, can't wait.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Confraria de Vinhos.
Ooh, part 2.
They've laid the groundwork exploring that fascinating journey of wine.
From grape to glass.
Yes, exactly. Now get ready to unleash your inner sommelier as we discover the art of wine tasting
Oh, yes.
through the Confraria lens.
Let's transform our Confraria gatherings into sensory adventures.
Yes.
The source really emphasizes that wine tasting is about engaging all of our senses, not just our taste buds.
Exactly. It's about savoring the experience.
Yeah.
Connecting with the wine on a deeper level.
I love that.
Imagine, right? You and your friends are gathered,
Okay.
each holding a glass of vibrant Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
The Confraria approach encourages you to first observe the wine's beautiful ruby hue,
Okay.
noticing how it shimmers in the light.
I love that visual.
This is where the journey begins.
So we're not just admiring how pretty it looks.
Right.
We're actually gathering clues about the wine.
Yes.
What should we be looking for?
So the color can actually tell you a lot
Okay.
about the grape varietal, the age of the wine,
Oh, wow.
even the winemaking process.
Okay.
A young Pinot Noir, it might have that bright, translucent ruby color,
Okay.
while an older one might be more garnet
Uh-huh.
or brick red.
Okay.
And then there are the legs.
Ah, yes, the legs. I've always wondered about those.
Right.
What do they tell us?
So they can indicate the wine's alcohol content
Okay.
and body.
Okay.
A wine with thicker, slower-moving legs generally has a higher alcohol content and a fuller body.
Okay, so we've used our eyes.
Yes.
Now let's talk about smell.
Right?
I'm guessing there's more to it than just saying, oh, that smells fruity.
You got it. The Confraria approach, it encourages us to really delve into those aromas,
Okay.
using both the first nose and the second nose.
Okay, so the first nose is...
The first nose is that initial burst of fragrance that hits you.
Okay.
Maybe it's floral,
Yeah.
fruity, or even earthy.
And then what about the second nose?
So after you've taken in those first impressions,
Okay.
give your glass a gentle swirl
Okay.
and take another sniff.
Okay.
This is the second nose,
Okay.
and it often reveals more complex and nuanced aromas.
Interesting.
You might start to pick up hints of spice,
Mm.
oak, or even leather in aged wines.
It's like a treasure hunt
It is
for your sense of smell.
for your nose.
The source also mentions the aroma wheel.
Right.
Is that something we need to master for our Confraria meetings?
So the aroma wheel can be a fun tool to help you kind of pinpoint those specific smells and categorize them.
Okay.
Think of it like a color wheel.
Yeah,
For your nose,
I like that.
it can be a bit overwhelming at first,
Sure.
but don't worry, you don't need to be an expert to use it.
Okay, good.
Just think of it as like a playful way to explore that incredible range of aromas in wine.
Okay, we've engaged our sight
Yes.
and smell.
Yes.
Now for the grand finale, the taste. What should we be paying attention to when that delicious wine hits our palates?
As you take that first sip,
Okay.
pay attention to the attack.
The what?
The attack.
Okay.
Is it sweet,
Okay.
dry,
Uh-huh.
tart,
Okay.
maybe a bit bitter?
Right.
This gives you a sense of the wine's overall balance.
Okay.
Then focus on the individual components.
Yeah.
The sweetness, the acidity, the tannins, if it's a red wine,
Uh,
the body,
okay.
and of course the overall flavor profile.
Yeah.
Does it remind you of blackberries, cherries, or maybe even tobacco or cedar?
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the finish?
Yeah.
The source talks about that too.
So the finish is the lingering sensation after you swallow.
Okay.
A long, pleasant finish is usually a sign of a high-quality wine.
Interesting.
It's that final impression that makes you want to take another sip.
Okay, so we've engaged all our senses. We've analyzed the color,
Right.
the aroma,
Huh.
the taste.
Yes.
Is there anything else we can do to, like, make the most of this tasting experience?
The source recommends keeping a tasting journal.
Ooh.
Jot down your impressions of each wine you try,
Okay.
and over time you'll start to develop your own personal preferences.
So it's like a diary.
It's like creating a diary of your wine journey.
I love that, a wine diary.
Yes, and it's a fantastic way to track your discoveries and share your insights with your Confraria sisters.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, now let's talk about bringing the Confraria experience to life.
Okay?
How do we actually plan these gatherings?
Right.
The source mentions choosing a theme
Sure.
for each meeting.
It makes it fun.
What are some like fun theme ideas?
The possibilities are endless.
Oh, I like that.
You could focus on a specific wine region,
Okay.
like exploring the bold reds of Argentina
Ooh,
or the
wow.
crisp whites of New Zealand.
A Pinot Noir world tour.
Ooh, I like that.
Or we could do a sparkling wine extravaganza.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to try a really good Prosecco.
Ooh.
And I bet we could even pair those bubbly beauties with some delicious appetizers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The source even suggests a specific pairing.
Oh,
Argentinian Malbec with a traditional asado barbecue.
I love it.
It's all about creating that complete sensory experience, bringing together the flavors of the wine and the food in perfect harmony.
Yes.
And just imagine the conversation
Oh,
and laughter that will flow around the table
it'll be so fun.
as you and your friends embark on this culinary adventure together.
Okay, we've got her theme, we've got our wine, we're ready to taste.
Right?
What about the actual format of the tasting, though?
Yeah.
The source mentions different types of tastings, like vertical and horizontal.
Yes,
Can you explain those a little more?
of course. A vertical tasting involves comparing the same wine from different vintages, different years.
Oh, okay.
Imagine tasting a 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon alongside a 2020 and a 2022 from the same winery.
Wow.
It's a fascinating way to see how a wine evolves over time.
It's like a time machine for your taste buds.
Exactly.
And what about horizontal tasting?
A horizontal tasting involves sampling wines from different producers, but of the same style, grape, or region,
Okay.
all from the same vintage.
Okay.
For example, you could taste Sauvignon Blancs from different regions of New Zealand
Yeah.
to see how the terroir influences the final product.
Right.
It's a great way to expand your palate
Yeah.
and discover new favorites.
And what about blind tastings? I've always been intrigued by those.
Blind tastings are a fun way to test your tasting skills.
Oh, fun.
The labels are hidden, and you have to guess the grape, region, or even the producer based solely on your senses.
Wow. Challenging.
It's a challenge,
Yeah.
but it's also a great way to develop your palate and learn to trust your instincts.
I love that. It takes all the pressure off
It does.
and lets you just focus on what you're experiencing in the glass.
Exactly.
But let's not forget about creating the right ambiance for our Confraria meetings.
Yes, ambiance is important.
It's not just about the wine.
Right.
It's about the connection and community, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The source emphasizes the importance of creating that welcoming and inclusive atmosphere
Yes.
where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and impressions,
Yeah,
regardless of their level of wine knowledge.
for sure.
Remember, this is about empowering each other
Yes.
and celebrating a shared passion for wine.
Yes. It's
Right.
about creating that safe space where we can geek out over wine
Yeah.
without feeling judged or intimidated.
Right.
So no wine snobs allowed. But speaking of etiquette,
Yeah.
are there any specific rules we should follow?
While there are some formal tasting rules,
Okay.
the most important etiquette is about fostering respect
Right.
and inclusivity.
Okay.
It's about listening to each other, valuing diverse opinions, and creating a space where everyone feels comfortable asking questions,
Yeah.
even if they seem silly.
So even if I can't tell a Cabernet from a Carmenere,
Yeah,
I'm still welcome at the Confraria table.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The beauty of Confraria de Vinhos is that it's a journey of discovery.
I love this.
We're all learning together.
Yeah.
The only requirement is a genuine curiosity and a passion for exploring the world of wine.
I love that. It takes all the pressure off and makes it feel much more approachable.
Exactly.
Now, before we move on to the exciting world of wine journeys and experiences,
Yeah.
what stands out to you about the Confraria approach to organizing these gatherings?
I think what's so special is this emphasis on balance.
Okay.
Balancing knowledge and enjoyment, sensory experience, and intellectual exploration,
Uh-huh.
personal discovery, and shared connection.
Right.
It's about creating a space where women can come together, empower each other, and delve into the world of wine
Yeah.
with confidence and joy.
Love it.
And that, to me, is the true essence of Confraria de Vinhos.
Okay, we're back, and I am so ready to talk about wine journeys.
Me too. I love this part.
Yes. Okay, so the source material really got me thinking about all the amazing wine experiences we could have with our Confraria.
Yes, it is so inspiring.
It's one thing to enjoy a glass of like Sauvignon Blanc at home. But imagine actually being in those vineyards,
Oh, I know.
walking through the rows, feeling the sun on your
A
face,
breeze.
tasting the wine right where it was made.
It's magical.
I know. And the source actually recommends starting locally first,
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
exploring wine regions in our own country.
Yeah, not only do we get to, support local wineries,
Right.
but we get to discover all these hidden gems that are right in our backyard.
Totally. Plus, it's a more accessible way to start our wine adventures.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we're jet setting off to Europe or South America,
Right, ease into it.
I'm already thinking about planning a weekend getaway with my Confraria sisters.
Ooh, fun.
We could visit some charming vineyards, pack a picnic basket, with local cheeses and artisan bread.
Yeah, all the essentials.
Of course, plenty of wine to sample.
Oh, of course, that's key.
And then as our confidence grows,
Yes.
we can start planning those dream trips to international wine destinations.
Oh, yes, the sky's the limit.
I know. I've always wanted to visit Tuscany.
Oh, beautiful.
Stroll through those rolling hills, sip Chianti Classico.
Under the Tuscan sun.
Yes, imagine. Each region offers something so unique.
It does.
You could explore the Chateau of Bordeaux.
Oh, yeah.
Sip world-renowned wines straight from the source.
And right from the barrel, almost.
Or picture yourself in Argentina, savoring those Malbecs paired with delicious asado,
Oh, yes.
while gazing at the breathtaking Andes Mountains.
Oh, that would be incredible.
I know. I can't decide which one to choose first.
So many good options.
But no matter where we go, the beauty of a Confraria wine journey is that we get to experience it together,
Absolutely.
sharing those discoveries, creating memories, and really deepening our bond over this shared love of wine.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the heart of Confraria de Vinhos.
Yes.
It's not just about drinking wine.
right.
It's about personal growth, empowerment, and fostering those meaningful connections, especially for women.
Yes. It's about creating this supportive community where
Absolute-
we can learn, explore, and celebrate our passion for wine
Without judgment.
without intimidation.
Yes.
So if you're feeling inspired to kind of embrace that Confraria spirit, take action. Start by researching local wine clubs in your area.
Or gather a group of friends and do a theme tasting at home.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be fancy or complicated.
Not at all.
The most important thing is to come together, share that love of wine,
Yeah.
and create a space where you can learn, laugh, and empower each other.
Wine should be about enjoyment and shared experiences. Couldn't agree more. So go ahead, uncork a bottle, gather your friends,
Yes.
and let the Confraria spirit guide you on your own unique wine journey.
Cheers to that. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Confraria de Vinhos.
Yes, cheers.
Until next time, keep those glasses raised and those palates adventurous.